Well, all we keep hearing is that Joe Biden is going to give up the race for the president. He's going to quit. They're going to make him quit. He's not going to be on the ballot for the election. A lot of people are hearing this and they're automatically thinking, well, if he does that, he's not president anymore. Nope, he's still president up until inauguration. Are they going to replace him? I don't know. If anything, I would be looking for some type of medical emergency to happen, stroke, heart attack, something like that, right? That way they have a physical reason to pull him off and not blame it on his age or whatever's going on with him right now that we can all see. Stay tuned to the end because we got a big announcement to make here. Some of you are going to be like, that makes sense. So stay tuned to the end here. If Joe Biden doesn't run for president, what happens? Not much of anything. You know, we're still expecting Trump to win, right? He's got all this support. Doesn't matter who they put up in front of him, right? Newsom, Michelle Obama, Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris. It doesn't matter. Trump's got this one in the bag, right? We all thought that in the last election, too. Can you imagine if Biden does run and Biden wins again, or Biden doesn't run and whoever replaces him beats Trump? Can you imagine what's going to happen? Think about that for a second. Think about that. It's going to get really bad, right? Because there is no way he can lose again. There is absolutely no way. He has so much support, right? And every time they arrest him or they charge him with something else, he gets more support. Anytime he does a debate with somebody, he gets more support. It was very strange that they scheduled this debate so far ahead of the normal debates, right? I'm wondering if the Democrats wanted to do that just so they could get Biden up in front of people and say, look, something's wrong with him. We need to change him. One thing I've got that nobody's answered, who has actually been running our country? Because if he can't make it through a 90-minute debate, how can he make world deals? All this stuff, right? How can he do it? He can't stay focused on one thing. They defeated Medicare, right? What was that? Imagine him being in a big world meeting with all the world leaders and trying to solve a war problem like what's going on in Ukraine or a war issue going on over in Israel. Couldn't nobody understand him. He would just wander off with his thoughts and talk about other stuff. That's our image as America right now. Now, I've told you, if Trump wins, which he should win, by all signs, Trump should just walk right into the election and win, right? He should win the more votes than anybody's ever won before by. But you got to understand, he can't fix everything that's wrong with us. Our stuff is so bad. You know, you might get a little 4-year hiatus where, but you're not going to have more money in your pocket. That's what I'm trying to explain to people. The only thing he can do to stop the prices going up so high, people are going to say, well, he's going to put tariffs on them. He's going to do this and that. It's just more money out of our pocket to pay for the stuff, right? The only way was he would have to come in and say all prices need to go back to pre-pandemic pricing. The pay needs to stay the same, but prices need to go down. That's not going to happen. Number one, Congress is going to fight him on it. Number two, the Supreme Court tell him you can't do that. That's illegal. You can't come in and make them do that. So even if he wins, we're in for 4 years of, well, we got a president that can communicate, but yet we're still not got much money in our pocket, right? That's where we're at in America. Like I told you, you're making $30 an hour now, and you used to make 15. You're actually making less now because how high everything is. You used to make 10, now you're making 15 to 20. You're actually making less than the 10 because everything is so much. Years ago, when they first started talking about the $15 minimum wage, I started telling people if they raise $15 an hour for minimum wage, everything's going to be so expensive we can't afford it, and that's what's happened. We need made in America products, right? I agree with you 100%. We need things made in America. But you've got to step back and understand. I've said this before. iPhone, I don't own an iPhone, but I've heard they're anywhere from $1,000 and up, right? And that's with cheap labor. Let's say the iPhone was made in the United States. That phone would probably cost you $5,000 because of the labor rate. We're just holding on is all we can do as citizens. I've told you, all we can do is react to things. We can't stop anything that's coming. There's no way we can stop it. We just have to sit back and react to it, and we have to be prepared for it. You have to have, Right now, if you're just getting into prepping, number one, things are 2, 3 times higher than they used to be. You still have some supply issues where things aren't readily available as they used to be. Some companies that used to make stuff have gone out of business because of the pandemic. We all see it in groceries. One thing I heard was $100 before now costs $120 in groceries. Have you seen where are these people shopping? My grocery bill and y'all's too have went up more than $20, and you know that. It's doubled that, sometimes tripled that. But there is no way to fix what's going on. There's not. So you need to be prepared to the best of your ability. I know money's tight. I've said it. If you go out, you're one of these people that eat out once a week, or you're one of these people that, you go do something and spend your money, but yet you're saying you don't have the money to prep. Well, you kind of do. And some of you are going to be like, well, what's $5 a week going to do? A couple cans of beans, right? 2 or 3 days worth of meals. That's what it's going to do. We're getting to that point. Get it out of your head that this election, once it's over, that we're all going to be holding hands and prices are going to be cheap. Housing market's going to be down. You're going to have more money in your pocket. It's not going to happen. It's not. You got to look back that maybe the pandemic was a way to raise prices, right? Think about that for a second. We were kind of stagnant for a while. A loaf of bread was always around $1, a little under $1. And normal stuff you buy, right? I mean, look at the Dollar Tree. Dollar Trees went up 25%, right? That shows you inflation right there. But we were stagnant kind of on our prices, right? And now, since the pandemic, it's a free-for-all, right? Look at all these people that built houses during the pandemic. I'm going to discuss this for a second. You take a house that would have cost $100,000 in 2019 to build. 2020, 2021 rolls around and people are building these $100,000 houses are now costing them $400,000 to build them, right? Same material, same house, everything, but the material costs went up. And we're seeing all these overinflated home prices right now because they're trying to keep the market up, right? You're hearing things like maybe 30% of people that's quit buying homes or property, right? Well, I don't see another housing crash like we saw in 2008. I think they're going to hold the price up as high as they can. You may see it fluctuate down a little bit, but I don't think we're going to see a crash because you have all these people that invested in the banks, invested this money, right, for these people to build a $100,000 house that was costing $300,000 to $400,000 to build. And the bank's like, we got to keep this going. And you're not seeing property values come down. Land prices will probably stay up. Home prices will probably come down a little bit. Not a lot. I'm not talking that $300,000 house built during the pandemic is going to drop to $100,000 or less. That's not going to happen again. We are at the point where if you don't own something by now, it's going to be very, very hard for you to own it. It's just a simple fact. I'm going to tell you straight. If you don't have family or something like that that has a big spread of property, that maybe you could buy from family, you're not going to own nothing. You're not, because you can't make enough to pay for everything that's going on, right? You hear people all the time, well, I bought a couple acres off this guy, paid so much down and so much a month. Them deals are pretty much gone now too. Everybody's trying to cash in. Property around here is $10,000 an acre. It's higher than where you are, I understand that. But guys, all we can do is hold on, prepare to the best of our ability, get what we can get. And I'm not telling you the world's going to come to an end, but I am telling you these prices are here to stay, and it's just going to get harder and harder and harder. It's just the way it is. Now, give you an update on what we had going on here over the 4th. We actually got a email wanting us to do a brand partnership. I read it. They were offering some pretty good money to do it. And some of you are going to be like, well, did you accept it? No, because you know what it was? A robotic lawnmower. Number one, the lawnmower cost $2,500. I couldn't see trying to sell y'all a $2,500 lawnmower, $2,500 lawnmower, and promoting something that doesn't really have anything to do with my channel, right? So we didn't accept that deal. So some of you may be mad. Some of you might say you should have took that partnership, but it just wasn't the right fit, so we didn't take it. I'm not going to sit here and try to sell you something that I don't believe in or that I wouldn't buy, right? I'm not going to spend $2,500 for a robotic lawnmower. Number one, that thing is mapping your property. It'll know where every little dip, stick, and everything is on your property. Probably just lost a more even more partnership offers because of this video, but I wanted y'all to know what was going on there with it. Keep your head on swivel, be aware of your surroundings at all times, protect yourself and your family at all times. At that moment, you're the only person who can do it. Stay safe, keep prepping, and just hold on as long as you can and get prepped up because these prices are here to stay.